Hopefully this goes better than what I planned. What's going on, guys? My name is Elusive, as most of y'all know if you're returning subscribers. If you're brand new, let's talk about why I have been absent for the past month. And let's get into that. Where did I go? Well, for starts, while we're going to be talking about this, we're also going to be putting together a grinder that we have purchased along with some other goodies as well. Well, for starts, to tell you where I have been in and out of the hospital because I had another incident. Now, I didn't have another accident, thankfully, but I did have another incident. So for those of y'all who are new to the channel, I have had an accident previously. I've had 2 accidents actually. I've been in 2 motorcycle wrecks. The first one was April 5th of 2024. That was the major one, the real, I guess you could say, life-threatening, if that's what you want to call it. So let me get into more detail with that. On April 5th of 2024, I was in a motorcycle accident where I got hit by a drunk driver. As I was going, I think it's westbound on 380, the highway I was on. The drunk driver pulled out of the median, saw me, thought that he had enough time, and went for it, and then result, it ended up him striking me with his vehicle. I then proceeded to get thrown 25 feet along with my bike flipping over his vehicle. And in the process of that, I had a spiral fracture to my right arm, and I broke 2 metacarpals in my right foot, along with hitting my head really hard, and my right lung had a contusion / right lung collapse, which is no way fun whatsoever, might I remind you. I want to say for the period of 2 weeks in recovery, in and out of consciousness. When the ambulance had gotten to me, I was severely unstable and also, I guess you could say, on the near brink of death. A little dramatic, but yeah. So basically, a lot of people have their opinions on that. Some people that I've told about my accident is, oh, that's not too bad. Like, there's definitely been motorcycle accidents out there that are way worse than mine. Absolutely no doubt about that. For mine, basically when you suffer a lung collapsing, it's kind of like you have 2 inflated balloons, right? And those are your lungs. The 2 balloons are your lungs. And when they collapse, well, if one of them collapses, what happens is one balloon will start to deflate, and your body is now functioning off of 1 lung, but in this example, 1 balloon. So you're not getting enough oxygen to your body. So everything that needs oxygen starts to shut down. At least that's how it was explained to me. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a doctor whatsoever, so I could be wrong on that, but from my understanding what I was told, things were starting to slowly shut down. Thankfully, I was a mile down from the hospital when I had the accident, so I guess you could say in the nick of time I was saved by the graciousness of O said Lord above. And during that whole period, like I said, I was in and out of consciousness, and most of my accident I don't remember. If anything, I only remember leaving the gym that day when, right before I had gotten into the accident, or correction, I remember leaving work, going home, getting my gym bag, going to the gym, working out for 2 hours, leaving the gym. In my mind, I was set on going home, but for some reason I didn't go home. and I turned the corner away from the gym onto the highway, and that's when the accident had happened. The only thing I remember during the accident was there was a doctor and a police officer that were both off duty telling me not to move, and that's it. I will say it's the most terrifying moments in my life to think about something happening to you and you not being able to remember any second of it. It's really scary, and I'm pretty sure I put this on the wrong way, but that's okay. Yeah. Terrifying. I was on bed rest for 6 months. During that, like I said, found out I had a spiral fracture to my right arm. I broke 2 metacarpals in my right foot. My right lung collapsed, and on top of that, my pelvis was fractured and shattered in place. So I was on bed rest for 6 months, and I had to basically relearn how to walk to an extent, especially with the metal plating in my foot. I had to relearn how to use the muscles in my arm, which is not fun whatsoever. Relearning how to basically use your body in this extent. It's not fun at all. It actually sucks. And then obviously during the accident, I suffered a traumatic brain injury. They estimated that I wouldn't be able to walk or do anything functional for up to 2 years, and I was walking around and being functional for about, I think, 7 months in to recovery. Thank the Lord. 7 months into recovery, I was at least decent enough to be semi-functional. During that process, we believe that everything in my brain / neuro believed to be okay, but there was always a chance that we could have been wrong. So everything seemed fine until recent. So recently I've had experienced episodes of seizures, and not fun ones either. Let me get more into detail with that. So I've never had seizures. Even after the accident, I never had seizures. And recently, I started having them. The first one was very difficult because I didn't know. I mean, when you have a seizure, you can't really do anything. You don't know how to react, so on and so forth. For a couple nights, I would have seizures, and then I would get driven to the hospital. And by the time I got to the hospital, my episodes of seizures were basically done and over. So couldn't really do anything. For a whole week, I was having seizures. I think the final 2 days of that week, that's when they finally admitted me. And I was in there for a couple days, and I had MRI scans, and everything looked to be okay on their side. There was no significant damage to my brain because of the seizures. Thank Christ. But it didn't explain why I was having them, which I know doesn't sound normal. Like, okay, you know, everything seems good, my brain seems good, but for some reason, my body is having seizures. I'm not really gonna go too much in depth on why I was having them, because I feel like that's more of a personal explanation, especially for my life, and considering I hide my face, clearly my personal life is not really mixed into my channel career, I guess you could say. I am on anti-seizure medication. I take a lot of medication now for it. So now y'all know where I have been. Now, what does this mean for the future of my riding life along with my riding hobbies and the channel? I would start off with the channel. Obviously, I'm gonna get back into vlogging again. I feel like vlogging for me is some form of an outlet for me to actually be myself and to vocalize what I want. Obviously, this is something I'm still gonna do. This gives me more time and opportunity to showcase a little bit more of my mechanical skills. So I'm gonna use that time to do so. Like I've mentioned before in previous videos, I want to make multiple videos that aren't just me uploading a vlog of me riding every now and then. I want to make videos where, you know, I'm custom fabricating parts, or I'm getting the bike prep for a trip, or I'm rebuilding old girly here when we start getting to that. Which, as y'all can see, we slowly have taken Salem down to her bare naked self in true form. She's a little bent up, but we're working on that. When it comes to what type of content I'm gonna make, obviously, like I said, I want to make videos of me actually being mechanical with my stuff and showcase my abilities, of course, while also learning some cool and neat skills there. Like, along with some of my things that I purchased, I also purchased a welder, because for one of the ideas I have for the future, I need a welder for. So yeah, there's also that. Big question: will I continue stunting? Mind you, I just explained to y'all that I have not been in the best shape and health recently. But as y'all know, stunting is something that I very, very, very much had looked into doing. And it is something that I've wanted to do for a long, long, long time. So the question is it something that I'm still going to continue to do? And a lot of people are gonna probably judge my answer, which is, that's okay. But like I've previously stated, how I feel I want to do things is how I feel. Am I still gonna try to achieve that? Absolutely. Now, I know that's probably a stupid thing to say that I want to do. Probably you're not gonna like that. And that's okay. You know, I have always said that people are valid to feel the way they feel, especially when it comes to family members and loved ones. But it's something that I still want to learn to do. There's going to be a need for me to put time aside to myself for me to learn how to, you know, how to weld, or how to mock up things that are in my head on paper or in physical, and, you know, make custom brackets like I want to, and just like custom things. There's also me learning how to get better at editing and making actual pretty good thumbnails and doing stuff like that. Just kind of like the little tiny trinket things that I really want to learn. Oh, I can feel the draft right here and it feels great. So it's just stuff like that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and comment. If you're new to the channel and you want to subscribe, please hit that subscribe button. I would very much appreciate you coming on this journey with me. If you're out there, like I always say, be careful. and make sure you have a good day. This is Lucifer, and I'm out.